Hi everyone, my name is Karishma Malani and I am a neuropsychologist from Sayesh and Reliance Foundation Hospital, working in Department of Rehabilitation and Sports Medicine. And welcome to this special Facebook Live event on World Brain Day 2023. I am thrilled to be talking on this remarkable topic of this year's World Brain Day, which is Brain Health and Disability, Leave No One Behind. So today we are shining a spotlight on the importance of brain health and the challenges faced by people suffering from various neurodisabilities like stroke, Parkinson's, which we are going to dwell on very shortly. And as you are aware that these conditions affect millions of people worldwide. But the good news is that there are several ways to work around this problem. Brain disabilities can be prevented, it can be treated, and it can be rehabilitated if we all work together and leave no one behind. So let's first start by looking at different types of disabilities and what they entail. So first, let's start by stroke. So stroke occurs when there's a disruption of blood supply to the brain, leading to cell damage. And this cell damage can cause a lot of neurological impairments, such as one-sided paralysis, speech impairments, a lot of cognitive impairments like memory problems, changes in thinking, confusion. Next, we have traumatic brain injury. So, traumatic brain injury results from a severe jolt or a blow to the head, leading to brain dysfunction. And these symptoms could be very similar to stroke and may include headaches, memory changes, changes in executive functioning, such as decision making, planning, problem solving, and it can also lead to personality and behavioral changes. Next, we have Parkinson's disease. Now, Parkinson's disease is a progressive neurological disorder that affects movement. It can lead to muscle stiffness, tremors, difficulties with balance and coordination. Next, we have Alzheimer's disease. So, Alzheimer's disease is again a neurodegenerative condition characterized by memory loss, changes in cognition, decline in cognition, and uh, and this is an Alzheimer's disease is the commonest cause of dementia. Now, a lot of people are not aware that dementia and Alzheimer's are actually two different things. And dementia is an umbrella term essentially, and there are several different kinds of dementia where Alzheimer's disease is the commonest form, followed by vascular dementia, followed by frontotemporal dementia. And there are certain dementias that are also linked to Parkinson's disease. So next we have multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis is an autoimmune disease which primarily affects the central nervous system. And this can lead to various neurological symptoms such as fatigue, weakness, problems with coordination and balance. So living with these conditions can get extremely hard on the patients as well as the family member. And this can lead to feelings of isolation, social exclusion, and also there's a lot of social stigma around these conditions. So now that we understand the importance of addressing um, these neurodisabilities, let's explore the actions we can take to support those who are affected with the condition. And these are also five themes, specially devised by the Neurology Society of the World Brain Day. So the first aim is always prevention. Like you all know that prevention is better than cure. And like I said before, that brain disabilities can be prevented, it can be treated, the risk can be minimized, it can be rehabilitated, especially when detected at an early stage. So by adapting healthy lifestyle, having a balanced diet, exercising regularly, avoiding smoking and limiting consumption of alcohol, by doing all this, we can minimize the risk of developing certain brain related disorders, so minimizing the risk. Next, we have awareness. Now, as they say, that knowledge is power, and that's true. Global healthcare awareness is very crucial in reducing the disability that is associated with brain disorders. Before educating others, it is very important that we educate ourselves first about the risk factors, about the signs and symptoms of neurodisabilities. And by recognizing these signs early on, an individual can seek medical attention promptly, leading to better outcomes and improved quality of life. Our third aim is access. Universal access to care, treatment, and rehabilitation is our basic right. We must work towards breaking down financial barriers, geographical barriers, infrastructural barriers, and a lot of social barriers that prevent an individual with a neurodisability to function optimally and also receive the support that they need. Like I said, that everyone deserves an equal opportunity to access healthcare and resources. The fourth aim is education. Education increases equity for those living with brain injuries. It's very important, and it's very important that we spread accurate information and break down the stigma associated with neurodisabilities. There's a lot of misinformation that spreads in general that people with certain neurodisabilities have compromised intelligence, which is absolutely not true. There are a lot of other misinformation spreading that doing certain tongue exercises or consuming certain oils can reverse certain degenerative conditions like dementia or Parkinson's. So it's our duty to stop to kind of spread accurate information and debunk this sort of misinformation that spreads. Our fifth aim is advocacy. So, brain health is a human right that applies to everyone, everywhere. We need to advocate for policies that support research, for funding, for awareness programs for neurodisabilities. And by joining together as a global community, we can make a significant impact on those who are affected with certain neurodisabilities. Now that we have discussed ways in which we can support this cause, let's talk a little bit about minimizing the risk of neurodisabilities. And as you know, that prevention starts by taking care of our overall health, not just physically but also mentally. So here are some practical steps that we can take. First is the importance of maintaining a balanced diet. So balanced diet, which are rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, while reducing a lot of processed and sugary foods. Now, there's a lot of evidence on this sort of diet called the DASH diet. So DASH diet is particularly meant for individuals who have hypertension. And as you know, that hypertension is one of the biggest risk factors for stroke. So that coupled with this sort of Mediterranean diet can be very helpful in dealing with a lot of brain and heart related conditions. But before you get started with any diet, it's very important to first consult your dietitian and see if this particular diet is right for you or not. Next, we have indulging in regular physical exercises. So, physical exercises not only increases blood flow to your body, but also to your brain. So, a lot of research papers have suggested a mix of activities like a little bit of aerobic activities, a little bit of resistance or strength training, a little bit of yogic exercises can particularly be very helpful in minimizing the risk of having a stroke later on in life or developing a full-blown dementia. Next is the importance of prioritizing your mental health by managing your stress, getting enough sleep, and seeking help from a psychologist or counselor when needed. Also, there's a lot of traction on this new kind of meditation called the mindfulness based meditation. Now, mindfulness based meditation not only helps you to deal with certain stressors better, but it is also shown to improve your focus. If your focus is better, your other higher level cognitive functions like your memory will automatically get better. So it's very important to also look into that. And last, we have to avoid smoking and limit alcohol consumption as they can have detrimental effect on the brain. As you know that smoking can harden arteries, which can later cause a stroke or increase the risk of a hemorrhage. And consuming excessive alcohol can lead to death of the brain cells, which can eventually lead to uh, a, a progressive neurodegenerative condition because that damage later on could go ahead and become permanent. So it's very important to keep all this in mind. So, just to conclude, remember that brain health is a precious gift, and this is something that deserves our utmost attention and care. So, let's unite to break down barriers, raise awareness, and ensure that no one is left behind when it comes to brain health. So, thank you all for joining me today, and let's make a positive impact of this World Brain Day and beyond. And remember, together we can create a world where no one is left behind. So let's make a difference. Thank you.